Hi, welcome to the Native Wildman channel. Your host, Sean Catfish Wilson speaking. And today, I'm going to go over more crappie tackle. Cover what I didn't on the last video, because some of the stuff I didn't have at the time. And some of it I just forgot to grab. So, here we go. Crappie tackle part 2. Okay, first we'll cover over. You've got lipless crankbaits. Your small lipless crankbaits. And your small little diving lipped crankbaits. And these two are relatively small. This is a medium sized, but it will still work for crappie. I wouldn't go, if you're targeting crappie, I wouldn't go bigger than this, but yes, you can catch crappie off of bigger than this, but as far as crappie wise, this would be the biggest I would choose to go with. And that's my opinion on the matter. As far as size of hard baits. These are Rapala. I can't remember what brand this one is. I don't think it's a Rapala. It might, let me check it. Oops. If I grab the right, whatever. Yeah, I'm not seeing it on it. Because the Rapala is there. Wrote on there, this is a floating one. Lip will make it dive. Another Rapala. So Rapala writes their logo on the lips of their lures. So maybe this is one I found. No, I think I bought it. It's got new hooks. These are Rattle Traps. Rattle Trap is a brand of these two. And they'll also work for smallmouth bass, largemouth bass as well, but as far as crappie, that'd be the size you'd want to go with. They do make different styles of lipped crankbaits and lipless crankbaits, but that's what I have. I don't use them that often. I normally go with soft plastics. They're just as effective and cheaper. Okay, next we will go with the underspins. And this would be a Roadrunner. Well, the jig head itself is a Roadrunner, but these are all different types of jigs that I've hand tied myself, or underspinners. You've also got stuff like this that put multiple on. I could take one of these off and maybe put a hair tie on, or ones without spinner baits, underspin on it, and put on like a soft plastic, like a curly tail or a little thumper tail. One of the ones I went over in the other video. Little tube jigs, whatever you want. Something small enough for crappie you can put on here. Will also work for the panfish. And they do make numerous colors for these heads. It's just some ones I have is chartreuse and white. And you can also get these beetle spins. And this would just clip onto something like this. Wonder how a top and underspin would work. And you tie it up like a normal spinner. You tie it through here. You'd clip your bait on here. Then I'll set something sort of like that. Also make sure you got a good knife with you to cut your fishing line. Next, okay, we've got an inline spinner. This is a rooster tail. They're decent spinners. I prefer Panther Martin, but they're getting a little bit harder to find Panther Martins now. So, got a rooster tails, and then I got a Mepps spinner. Another type of inline spinner, a little bit different design. A little bit more expensive than your rooster tails. And as you see, the inline spinners come in numerous colors. There's even more to choose from than that, but that's just what was in the value pack. I like to buy the value packs of them. A little bit cheaper than buying them individually. Here you've got your inline spinners, which are really effective for crappie. Next we will move on to different type of flies. Got some bead head, different styles here. The top water right there. You almost need a fly rod to cast that one though. Can't get it very far with mod light action and fire line. Get it far enough out to catch a few fish, but not where the big crappie are most of the times. Got that little fly there, a little nymph pattern. Then another little nymph pattern. And with the bead heads on there, it designs them to where they're supposed to sink and land hook up like that. So that would be the rest of your artificials that you would use for crappie fishing. Next we will go to the live bait setup. So you'll want to get, these are size 4 H2O hooks. I've never tried these. They didn't have the eagle claw at Academy where I went, so, and I was too lazy to drive out to the best tackle place in town, Derek's Bait and Tackle. Oh, I just didn't want to drive that far. But it's a simple Aberdeen hook, straight shank hook. It's snailed. I know how to snail them, but I tend to buy them pre-snailed for crappie. They come in the right length. So you'll want hooks. Then you'll want little split shot weights as a weight. And then also some snap swivels, barrel snap swivels. Example of a line. String. If I use monofilament, string's my go-to line. I've had the best luck with it. And as you can see, monofilament is fairly clear line compared to like fire line, which is a braid, so it's not made out of like a plastic material, so it does not get clear no matter. They have a fire line crystal, but it's a white colored fishing line. But it does the job. And then also for crappie, when you're live baiting, you'll want a float or a bobber. This is a slip float. Put your line through it, and then you put a, okay, first you put a bobber stop on your line, like somewhere in there. Then you slide the bobber on, and you have the bobber stop, and it'll keep the bobber from going past that stop. And you can set it at easily whatever depth you want just by sliding the bobber stop. So you've got, this is just a foam bobber, and then you've got the spring bobber. When using fire line, you want to double wrap around the thing or it won't hold still. These aren't the best bobbers, but they work for crappie. Then you've got this weighted bobber float, and it's just got an internal spring, and no hook to catch your line, or bobber like this. This is another style slip float. So you got small hard crankbaits, underspins, inline spinners, flies, hooks, snap swivel, split shot weights, bobbers, and fishing line. And what I talked about in the previous crappie tackle video, and this video covers pretty much what you need to have, or what's good to have for crappie fishing. And then this is live bait. You like hook a minnow on here. I like to hook them through the eyes. They stay alive longer. And another tip is, just because your minnow's dead, don't think it won't work for crappie. It will. I've caught plenty crappie off of minnows that's gotten killed from crappie. So a dead minnow will still work for bait. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Peace and long life.